Well, hello everyone. What an October. I don't know about you, but it felt as if our history was truly celebrated this month. There was a lot on our screens, in social media, and in our schools. My hope and prayer is that our contribution to the history of the UK is formally included into the national curriculum so all children will learn about us. Well, I thought I'd end my contribution to Black History Month by celebrating some 21st century heroes, people who are making a difference in the UK today. They are winners. They are big names in their respective fields. I have three people for you, and then to celebrate the fact that we are alive and blessed to see the beginning of the 11th month of 2020, I'll end with a poem. My first tribute is to Raina Miller. You ready? Okay. Raina Miller is an award-winning corporate communications professional who began her career as a broadcast journalist working for the Guardian Media Group. As a young schoolgirl, Raina wanted to be an educational psychologist and studied psychology at A-level. Whilst she loved it, for some reason she didn't want to explore the subject any further. While holding down a full-time job and getting work experience at local radio stations, encouraged by her mother, Raina went on to study journalism at Salford University. Why? Because her mum told her she was good at talking and writing. There was no stopping this young lady because while doing all of this, she won a place on a coveted BBC training scheme. The Guardian newspaper selected her for a national scholarship and paid for her to do her master's in journalism, resulting in a role with them as a broadcast journalist. Clever girl. Raina's career has been a varied one, spanning a number of disciplines within the communications profession. She's led teams, managed international accounts, designed and implemented strategies for business. More recently, she has been focused on employer branding, engagement, and social responsibility. Having worked for some notable British brands, from public sector to the FTSE 100 and financial services, her focus now rests in supporting businesses to become socially responsible, diverse, and inclusive. Raina is currently a member of the Board of Governors for the University of Northampton. In her own words, I love what we are doing at the university. It's incredibly fulfilling work. The awards come in thick and fast. Best Crisis Communications Campaign from the Institute of Internal Communication. Leading the Team of the Year, Chartered Institute of PR. Best Engagement and Top Workplace Strategy, UK Engagement Awards. Multiple commendations and shortlistings for the teams she has led or campaigns and strategies she has designed. All of this, however, has not been without challenges. Gender and race has been a factor in some instances. Being appointed senior roles at a young age means age played a part too. But she always stays focused to rise above the negativity. Raina's pastor parents have been a major influence. She grew up in an amazing church where she was encouraged to use her talents to speak, present, manage, write, and create. Looking back, she realizes how impactful that was in shaping her into the person she has become. Secondly, there have been numerous mentors, senior women leaders who have taken her under their wing. She has learned so much from them and they have inspired her to be the leader she is today. I'm telling you people, Raina Miller is someone to watch. I now bring you Peter Herbert, OBE. He's a British barrister and political activist. He is an independent member of the Metropolitan Police Authority, a part-time recorder in the Crown Court, as well as a part-time Immigration and Employment Tribunal judge. He has campaigned against racism in football. He was called to the bar in 1982. Judge Herbert is the current chair of the Society of Black Lawyers. As chair, he has championed the cause of racial equality within the criminal justice system and the legal profession as a whole. Appointed to the Judicial Studies Board in 1991, he was involved in the first ever series of race awareness training programs for judges. He is currently a member of the Bar Council Race Relations Committee, a recipient of the National Bar Association's Human Rights Award. Judge Herbert has served as a panel member on numerous mental health inquiries and has sat as chair of two, Michael Donnelly and Anthony Joseph. As a barrister, he has a quality practice in childcare, employment discrimination, human rights and civil actions against the police. He is the author of Racism, Impartiality and Juries and has been involved in a number of high-profile cases involving human rights issues. He has been at the forefront of the challenges to the judicial system in the United Kingdom, gaining personal acknowledgements for this work from both the former Lord Chancellor, Lord Mackay, the Deputy US Attorney General, the Honourable Eric Holder, and from Lord Justice Glidwell. Mr. Herbert has established a reputation for robust advocacy, making submissions both written and oral to several House of Commons and judicial inquiries, namely the Home Affairs Select Committee on Racial Attacks, the 1992 Royal Commission into the Criminal Justice, and the Stephen Lawrence Inquiry. His work within the criminal justice system, both as an advocate and with the Judicial Studies Board as a facilitator and developer of policy, is well recognised. He continues to provide a wide range of pro bono legal advice on a range of professional issues from immigration to education, whilst at the same time assisting many students with advice and mentoring. The man is tireless. And finally, I bring to you Denise Scott, Head of Client Management Private Banking for London and the Channel Islands for HSBC. Yep, you heard it. Dee job is about making sure that new clients of HSBC's private banking in the UK and the Channel Islands meet the requirements to become clients and to continue to do so throughout their time with the bank. Not just from a financial perspective, but from a regulatory, risk and reputational one. Dee says we need to make sure we are doing the right business with the right people and that we have the documentation to prove it. This is a powerful lady, don't you think? She was promoted into the role after several years in regulatory compliance. 6 of them were at HSBC. As geeky as it sounds, compliance has always fascinated Dee. She loves the combination of interpreting rules and requirements and working out what their impact will be, whilst also keeping commercial considerations in mind. She knows what she's doing. By 2019, she was ready for the next step in her career and wanted the opportunity to lead a big team. So, Dee now oversees 26 people in London and the Channel Islands. Dee says the skills needed for her role: you have to be interested in regulation, but also in helping the business thrive. You also have to be analytical, a good communicator, and pretty thick-skinned. You're often dealing with people who have a different perspective, such as the relationship managers who liaise directly with clients. That's why it's important to be able to build rapport and relationships rather than telling someone outright that they can't do something. I try to explain the purpose of a particular requirement. I never want to just hide behind an email. Professional lady. In addition to her day-to-day duties, Dee co-chairs the Balance Committee for the Private Bank in the UK. This is an employee resource group that focuses on improving gender diversity within the business. Growing up in a single parent family with a strong-willed mother who made it clear to her that she could do whatever she wanted in life, regardless of her race or gender, she reached for the stars. Her recent promotion was personally very rewarding. She's acutely aware she does not fit the typical mould. With empathy and desire to help others, Dee Dee is also a mental health first aider at work. She's got time for that too. That means she is the point of contact for people who may want to have a chat or need signposting to where they can get help with any mental health issues. Dee Dee believes it is important to recognise that we are all human beings and things can happen in our lives that have an impact on how we're feeling at work. Wise lady. She knows this from personal experience as her mother passed away in 2017, not long after becoming ill. Looking back, she wished she had expressed her feelings more. She wants other people who may be in similar situations to be able to come and speak with her. What a fabulous lady. So now, to end what has been a wonderful month of celebration and learning, and to start the next month, I thought I would read a poem by the wonderful Maya Angelou called Caged Bird. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown and longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees, and the fat, juicy worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn. And he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown and longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Isn't that a beautiful poem? Well, we're done for another year. I wish it were not so. Oh, shout out to a wonderful young lady called Rowena Bent, who has posted every single day for this month something wonderful about our history, people and events. If you want to have a read, go onto her Facebook page. It's Roro. I think she's down as, and you will learn some pretty wonderful things about us. Until next time, bye.